Hey guys, so I'm here with a video and I really needed to get the video out, and I know I'm looking crazy. That's because I'm getting ready to go to work and I just didn't want to go an entire week without a video. So I'm just gonna get ready and hopefully the lighting isn't too crazy up in here, Lord. But yeah. So I want to thank you guys for the positive feedback on my last video. I really appreciate it. It's just funny because I didn't really know what to expect, but I'm grateful. So this is pretty much just talking about my stalking situation that I had when I first moved here. It was like New Year's and I met this guy at this bar that I was going to because I was supposed to go to another club with another young lady that I hang out with out here, but her plans got canceled. So I just ended up going to like this hole in the wall type of bar with the girl that I was living with. So, and I'm sorry, I'm rushing because I have to leave at 11. So anyways, I get to this like hole in the wall bar and I'm already overdressed and I'm like, damn, but you know what? I was like, fuck it, it's New Year's. I didn't want to stay home, so I'm just going to enjoy the moment. So I'm drinking, just chilling, whatever, vibing to the music. And this guy, we'll just call him Keith, comes up to me, you know, having small talk. And so I was just like, oh, I just moved to Atlanta, you know. Because I remember he was like, oh, you single, da-da-da-da-da. You know, just small talk to try to get your number. And I'm like, yeah, I'm single. I'm just looking for people to just hang out with right now. Because, you know, I'm new to the city. So he asked me for my number. But I was like, no, I'm good. I'll take your number and I'll text you and call you. So throughout the night, because I guess I didn't text him right away, he was just like very persistent, you know, flirting, and was just like, make sure you text me, make sure you call me. I'm like, yeah, I am, like, don't worry or whatever. So I was just in my own zone, just honestly just listening to music and drinking. So by the time I got to like my second drink, I was feeling kind of tipsy. So I was like, all right. He comes up and he offers to purchase me a drink. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I guess like at that third drink, that was like my limit. And I was tipsy as hell. So I ended up like texting him like in the bar. So I just remember him asking me, did I want to go get something to eat? And I was like, no, I don't know you and I didn't drive. So that's just not going to work out. So then the next day, like early in the morning, he texted me and he was like, oh, did I want to go get breakfast? And I'm like, no, I'm good because I got to go get that Haitian soup. And then so he was like, oh, can I come with you? I was like, bruh, like, you know, I'm thinking like, it's not that serious. I'm like, it's not that serious. I'm like, no, I'm good. So then later on, he was like, it was probably like around 5 or something like that. He was like, did I want to go out to the movies or something? And I was like, okay, sure, I'll go to the movies with you because I really wanted to see that movie Sing. And so I meet him at Atlantic Station. And by the way, Atlantic Station to me is overrated, but that's another story. So I meet him at Atlantic Station and we go to the movies, and I just remember like him being in the movie theater just talking on the phone. Like his phone was going all the way off, and I'm like, at one point I was like, do not answer the phone again, because number one, it was like pissing me off, and it was like more like embarrassing because I'm just like, why is this man on the phone while we in the movie theater? And so he didn't answer the phone for the rest of the day. So anyways, like fast forward, I mean, we just hung out throughout the week. It was nothing that I can think of that was so major that I did with him besides like kiss him. So we hung out. That Friday, it was his birthday. So it was supposed to be like this huge snowstorm in Atlanta, and everybody was supposed to go home because they let the city out at 12 o'clock. But I didn't go home right away. We ended up going to get some hibachi because, like I said, it was his birthday, and he was just like, you know, I ain't trying to go home just yet. And I was like, okay, it wasn't that bad. It was just really cold. So I had mentioned to him that I was getting a hotel because I was seeing someone, and I wasn't really seeing him just yet. I mean, we were going on our first date, but I had asked the other guy to get me a hotel. Because he was getting like these good discounts, and then I didn't want to be home during the snowstorm because I just needed my space. Like, I'm the type of person where I just can't be around people for a long period of time. I just need my space. I need to get away. So I briefly mentioned, like, I think I'm gonna get a hotel for this weekend. He was like, oh, well, let me know, maybe I could swing by. And I was like, okay, you know, maybe, I don't know. So that Friday, like I said, we went to go get some hibachi, and then I paid for the lunch because it was like 20 something dollars. It wasn't even that expensive. But, you know, since it was his birthday, I thought, like, okay, let me just treat him to this lunch. Cool. We go our separate ways. That is it. So that Friday night, once I got to the hotel and everything, no, fast rewind. The guy that I had get me the hotel, he came and picked me up. So he picked me up because we were going on a date to the Sundial restaurant. And then, oh Lord, I don't know. I feel like this is the part that I regret. I regret like having that guy pick me up because I low-key feel like the stalker dude was in my parking lot. And the only reason I say this is because when I didn't answer the phone when he called me that night, and then when Saturday got around and I, you know, finally woke up or whatever from my date or whatever, and it was a great date. Like, I really appreciate that dude, and me and him are still cool to this day. But after that, you know, when I called Keith, and then I was just like, oh, my bad, I fell asleep. That's why I answered the phone. And he was like, I know you was with another nigga. And I'm like, excuse me? Like, what are you talking about? He was just like, bitch, I know you was with another nigga and you calling me. And I'm like, what? You guys, I was so lost and confused. Like, I was just like, how would you have known I was with another dude? Like, I didn't do anything differently. I just didn't answer the phone. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I legit fell asleep. Like, I don't understand why you're cursing at me, number one, because it's not even that serious. And then he just like, it escalated from there. He was like, bitches like you need to die. I'm tired of hoes like you. And I'm just like, okay. Now this is getting like real childish, real petty. So he just kept on calling my phone. It was like every time I would just put the phone down and, you know, I'm laying in bed, he'll call. But the thing is, when I answer, he'll hang up. So he was just being like very childish. Mind you, he was like 30, 35 years old, had like 3 kids. So I'm just like, okay, this dude is being childish. So I end up blocking his number. But of course, *67 for some odd reason still exists. So all he did was just kept on calling me. So I think throughout the day, he probably called me like 100 times. And I was trying to answer, and I was trying to like call him back sometimes and just be like, you know, can you chill? Because if you're going to act like this, then we don't need to talk. But every time I would try to say something, he would either hang up the phone or he would curse me out. So, like I said, you guys, I didn't do anything different with this dude. We just went out, hung out. And mind you, I was going to stop talking to him anyways because we went to the mall once and he was trying to get like a Macy's credit card. And they were like, no, we got to go under further investigation. Like, you can't get a card at this moment. And I'm just like, like, this dude must got super bad credit or is into some scamming shit, and that shit is getting caught up with him. So, like I said, I didn't do anything out the norm with this dude. So, he was like calling me and then leaving me voicemails talking about some, all the money that you spent on me, I'm gonna leave it on your card. And I'm like, I ain't spend no money on you like that. I was just like, what are you talking about? So come to find out, he was like, I left something on your car. So I called my homegirl and I was like, mind you, you guys, it was like 16 degrees outside. I called my homegirl and I'm just like, girl, go outside. This fool talking about something. He left something on my car. And then she goes outside in the cold and he leaves a card with, I guess that another girl gave him and no money inside. So I was like, okay, this dude is not only crazy, but bored too at the same time. And I didn't really know what he was capable of, so I wasn't really trying to play like hard, like, oh, whatever, do the fuck you want to do. Like, I wasn't trying to really engage in anything with him. I was just simply just trying to block his number, but I didn't want to change my number right away because I honestly thought like he would have had stopped by then, but he didn't. So he kept on calling, and then so finally, when he called, I answered the phone. He was like, oh, we need to end this right now. And mind you, I'm still at the hotel and I didn't drive to the hotel. So I was like, end what? I was like, I never did anything with you and I don't owe you anything. He was like, oh, I'm tired of bitches like you wasting my time. We just need to meet up and end this right now. I'm like, I am not meeting up with you. So I hung up the phone, and then Sunday rolls around, and then here he go again like clockwork, calling me. And so he was like, oh, I'm on my way to the hotel because we need to finish this. You guys, when he said that shit, I packed my bags so fast and was like, I called an Uber to come pick me up because I don't ever recall telling him what hotel I was at. But like I said, if he was at my, if he was following us, you know, to the hotel, then it's possible, you know, that he knew where I was at. So, I just packed my bags and I ended up leaving. So I get back to the house, and I was just like, I just couldn't sleep. I was sad. I was tossing and turning because I never had someone like pretty much curse me out and just constantly blow up my phone all day long, all night long, like for pretty much no reason. And that's the thing I kind of regret, is letting him know what apartment I lived at. So that makes me like more cautious and more aware of like what information I give out to people or where I meet people. And so he just like throughout, it was pretty much Monday to Friday, I was getting calls. I probably got over 500 calls. Like I was trying to count on my T-Mobile bill, like how many calls I got. I feel like I was counting so long, I feel like I probably got over 500 phone calls that week. And I couldn't sleep. I was barely eating. And you know, I just started my job, so I couldn't let what was going on the outside affect me, what was going on, you know, at work. So I was like, you know, just whatever. It was like every time I would get off of work, I would be crying on my way home. It was to the point where I had to buy pepper spray, dust off my damn taser that I got 2 years ago for Christmas. It was just like I was doing the most. And then my homegirl wouldn't even let me like walk in the house alone. Like she was coming out every day to get me from my car with a loaded gun, because at one point throughout the week he kept on saying like, don't leave your car in the parking lot. You're not going to see it again, or something's going to happen to your car. And I'm just like, okay, now this is getting, you know, too much. Because he was just like, don't leave your car in the parking lot. You're not going to have a car. Something's going to happen to your car. And I'm just like, okay, now you like really just doing too much. So I end up calling the police. And then I filed a report. And then so just like that, you know, they were like, the lady that I was talking to, she was like, he's just messing with you, don't worry. And I was like, don't tell me that, because, you know, I watch like a lot of crime shows and shit like that. Niggas be crazy. Like, it don't matter, you know, you haven't done anything with them or however much time you spent with them. People will like legit kill you for no reason or harm you. And then that's what like my homegirl was saying. She was just like, you know, he's just messing with you because I guess I don't give off this, you know, strong persona. I don't know, but I was just not feeling it. Like, I was literally sick to my stomach that entire time. So now that it's week 2, he didn't stop calling, but he stopped calling as much as he did. He would get up, I guess, like at 5 in the morning and like call me till 6 in the morning. It was like 5 a.m. like clockwork, my phone would ring all the way up to 6 a.m. So, like I said, it was very draining, very, it was just a lot. Like, I was just not happy. And then I knew my mom knew something was wrong, because I would really never talk to her. I would just be like, oh, I'm fine, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Oh, I'm fine, I'll talk to you tomorrow. So I ended up telling her, and I ended up telling my brother. And they were like super worried about me. And then my best friend, she was like, well, just answer the phone and just tell him to stop calling you. And I'm just like, that shit don't work on everybody, for everybody. But I did. I answered the phone, because like I just stopped completely answering the phone. I just let the phone ring or just send it to voicemail. And I was like, why do you keep on calling me? He was like, bitch, you ain't never tell me to stop calling you. Mind you, I never answer the phone